create an inclusive platform that promotes civil discourse through honest dialogue and encourages personal growth among our listeners so they can become the active agents of change. Our vision is to establish ourselves as the premier radio network with relevant programming across the beloved community, connecting people through shared experiences and collective power for lasting impact beyond these challenging times.
Yo, I come from a small city where nothing is handed. Took my talents and made them work for me, look where I landed. I know a lot of those out there really don't want me having it. They just mad that I'm creeping on them and they had advantages. See, when my voice is on, I let my voice be the change. Put it in these communities, let it give them some range. Let them know that they got a shot at anything they want. And it ain't all about the teaching, but really how they responded. And here on KBLA Talk 1580, we gon' get into it. The whole world on Smiley out of your media. The others tell it, but they truths have some limits. We got that food for soul, not what they feeding you. Black lives matter all the time. Yeah, let's talk about it. About the school to prison pipeline. Yeah, let's talk about it. Police brutality out of line. Yeah, let's talk about it. All these thoughts running through my mind. We gotta talk about it. I am unapologetically progressive in efforts to fight for the people. Gotta exercise our voting rights and then push the needle. I'm walking tall, cause I know that y'all expect me to lead. To push the message I am willing to bleed. I gotta get what I need. That's social reform, that's prison reform. I'm highly informed, don't put down a pen. I got a list, I can't resist. I preach it till I talk with a list. And who you know gon' give it to you like this? And here on KBLA Talk 1580, we gon' get into it. The whole world on Smiley out of your media. The others tell it, but they truths have some limits. We got that food for soul, not what they feeding you. Black lives matter all the time. Yeah, let's talk about it. About the school to prison pipeline. Yeah, let's talk about it. Police brutality out of line. Yeah, let's talk about it. All these thoughts running through my mind. We gotta talk about it.
Yeah, man, let's talk about it. We've got a lot to talk about. I should go look with like a British accent the entire show. Huh? Hello, welcome to the Danny Morrison Show. The whole 9 of the night time right at night. I should do that, huh? No, I shouldn't. Ready to blaze up another Monday night broadcast for all the kings and queens and everybody in between. You know, I had an entirely different show planned for tonight. I was going to blaze it up, but after seeing what I witnessed on Black Twitter early this morning, it reminded me that I needed to bring my audience another one of my patented mental health check-in broadcasts to see how everybody is doing in their respective lives. You see, I've long recognized that we African Americans suffer from a much different level of mental stress and anguish in comparison to our racial counterparts, and our stress levels have only become more exacerbated since the George Floyd murder and the COVID crisis. So I like to segment a couple shows every year to devote an episode of the Danny Mo Show to check in on my beautiful audience and to offer up some solutions and some inspirational content at the same time. And I believe we can achieve that again tonight. That's my hope. That's my wish. That's my prayer. So check this out. This morning, I wake up, turn my phone on, which is the only thing getting turned on these days, and I head on over to Black Twitter. Yeah, I know that Black Twitter has become quite toxic over the last few months, as referenced by Fahima last week. But it's the only outlet that gives you up-to-the-minute happenings on what's bubbling within the black zeitgeist in real time. Take your drink, y'all. Yeah, it can be an excruciating read, but unfortunately, it's very necessary and a part of this broadcast. In today's top trending topic on Black Twitter, Anita Baker. Yeah, caught up in the rapture of love, Anita Baker. Sweet love, Anita Baker. I apologize, Anita Baker. Giving you the best that I got, Anita Baker. Yeah, that Anita Baker, the Anita Baker we all know and love, right? Anita has been on quite the whirlwind tour over the past year after finally acquiring the rights to her masters in late 2021 with a little help from Grammy-winning musician Chance the Rapper. She acquired the masters to her first 5 albums, 1983's The Songstress, 1986's Rapture, 1988 Giving You the Best That I Got, 1990's Compositions, and 1994's Rhythm of Love. Baker has won 8 Grammy Awards and had 4 albums go platinum, and the acquisition of her masters earned praise from artists like Taylor Swift, who coincidentally herself is in the process of re-recording her first 6 albums to own her own masters. So yeah, we have been so happy with Anita Baker finally being able to financially benefit from her life's work. And lucky for us, she can even finally start touring on her own content. All was right in Anita's world. Until early last month at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. For those unaware, Miss Anita has embarked on a tour with another legendary musical icon, Babyface. And if today is any indication, what occurred at the Prudential Center last month has had long-lasting effects and may have soured the entire tour and their relationship for good. And for a report from last month's fracas between the Hall of Famers, Angela Yee was on the case. Listen.
All right, and now let's talk about Miss Anita Baker, because she was trending and people were very upset about some things that she said. Well, not that she said, but what she did. All right, so she was performing at the Prudential Center. That's in Newark, New Jersey. And Babyface was also supposed to be opening up, and he didn't get a chance to perform at all. And it was also like 2 hours late that the show started. And now Babyface originally had posted, "I'm truly sorry to my fans who have been waiting for us to hit the stage this evening at the Prudential Center. I was asked not to perform in order to give Miss Baker her space and time to perform her show in its entirety. My band and I are extremely saddened we didn't get to perform for y'all tonight." He was not dragging Anita Baker. He was just apologizing to the fans.
Yes, which is fair.
Because you also want people to know that you just didn't decide, I don't feel like doing this.
It's not my fault, basically, is what Babyface was saying.
But a lot of people weighed in. You know, Jack A. Harry said, "You deserve better." Tony Braxton just put a heart. Tamar put the straight face. Stephanie Mills said, "I hate when this happens amongst our people. We should be thankful that people are still paying money to come to our shows. We're not kids anymore. This makes me really sad to see and read this." And Miss Anita Baker has responded.
Okay, what does Miss Anita Baker say?
And we told you guys this yesterday from our own firsthand information. There were some tech issues with the television, and that's what really prevented them from performing on time. And so when asked, "Hey, would you mind if Babyface took some of your time?" Anita Baker said, "No, I want to do my whole set."
Yes.
So that's a tough one, because I'm sure she did want to do her whole set.
Well, yeah, because that's what she did.
All right, so she posted, 65 years old, happy, trending, played our 120th sold-out concert through tech issues. To our amazing fans, God is good, hashtag Anita Baker.
Okay.
So that's all she responded. I'm trending, and these shows
That
are
was a little-
selling out, baby.
That was a little spicy response.
She gets a little spicy on social media.
She gets a lot of spicy on social media.
Yeah, she does get a lot of spicy on social media, as evidenced today. And it's probably because she has been getting dragged by Black Twitter ever since that concert. One person tweeted today, quote, "Anita Jailhouse Baker, please. Your ego dims your light and diminishes your message every time. Put some respect on people's name. That man holds more Grammys than you. I've heard you are a pretty nasty piece of work and no one wants to work with you. Do better, songstress." People were also reminding her that her audience is older and expecting for audience members likely comprised of Generation X and older can't be expected to wait 2 extra hours in line to see her. Another reminding her that one person passed out in line having to wait too long. And another reminding her of the greatness of one Kenneth Babyface Edmonds and how many or even most are there to see him even more than they are to see her. I'm just saying you can make the case. I'm not here to choose sides tonight. I'm just here to report on what's being said throughout social media in regards to this topic of conversation. But Anita has responded. Too much, actually. In the interest of time, I couldn't begin to read all of the tweets that Anita Baker has posted over the last 72 hours on her page, but the vast majority of them were aggressive, accusatory, and downright defensive. One of her tweets said, and I quote, "Kenny's crazies are online and they are bullies. At Babyface," she tagged him, by the way, "please call off your fans. I've been only kind and supportive of you as the special guest/support on my tour." Another tweet said, and I quote, "When a friend is being attacked by your friends because of misinformation, fake news, and you have an opportunity to say something, correct it, it's a nice thing. It's the right thing to do. Reputation, peace, and safety matters." Another tweet said, and I quote, "Out of kindness and community, you gift them $200,000 worth of production that you pay for, and still they complain and hold up the show and slander and villainize your name to social media, blogs, and press. Hashtag Massa and Plantation." And another tweet, in my opinion, the last one of the worst ones, she said, and I quote, "It was 9:30 p.m. Contractually, it was way past time for the headline performer to be on stage, Anita Baker. support act, she called him support act, did not perform. I have no contract with the support act. Not my call. I did what I was contracted to do and love as the headline performer of my sold-out concert, end quote. Yo. Dang, Anita. Come on, unnecessary. I guess she was just giving us the best that she got. Someone needs to grab that queen, take her phone away, sit her down, pray with her, and help her understand that none of this is worth it. And I even had to break myself away from the madness. For those that haven't seen nor heard about the beef that I never had on my 2023 bingo card between Anita Baker and Babyface, feel free to go to her Twitter page to witness the nonsense that is still ablaze as we speak. But we've all been where Anita is, huh? Haven't we? Moments in time where you feel like you're being attacked by people from all sides. After reading through Anita Baker's public crashing and burning, I get up, throw my sweatpants on and my tank top, and head to the gym for my daily workout. For some reason, I had an awful sleep last night. Terrible. But I figured the only way to get my body and brain back on balance was to go to the gym and murder that equipment for 2 hours like I love to do. But you know what? I didn't. I went, but I faltered. For some reason, I just couldn't. Something was amiss. My mind wasn't right. I don't know if it was the personal issues I have going on behind the scenes right now. My work schedule that is ever-evolving, jam-packed, and siphoning every ounce of energy from my body, or the additional stresses that come along with this endless negativity we all see across our chosen social media platforms all day and every day. And whenever my mental focus is off kilter, I can never seem to compartmentalize the nonsense within my mental to fully focus on my physical. So today's workout session fell short. Your boy got a lot going on right now. But I still consider myself to be blessed, especially after witnessing God's grace in real time this morning, whatever God you serve. And I couldn't wait to come in and share this show with you all tonight because I'm fully aware that you are also likely going through a little something right now. Hear me out. You see, every single night I come into this studio at KBLA Talk 1580. I work to provide content that will inform you, entertain you, and inspire you all at the same time. From social justice topics to political topics to religious topics to whatever is trending, I take my job very seriously in an effort to bring you a compelling broadcast each and every time Andy blazes up these microphones. And as much fun as we tend to have on the Danny Mo Show, I never want to lose sight of the fact that we are and always will be about matters of the heart, kitchen table topics, and I understand the assignment. Because it's tough out here right now. For each and everybody. And while we are all complaining about the price of groceries and the price of gas and the rent increases and America seemingly teetering between inflation and a full-on recession, I believe that a lot of us tend to take our eye off the ball and start forgetting how blessed we actually are. We tend to look across the street at the next man or woman and wonder how they are financially solidified when we are barely keeping the lights on with a full-time job. But the great Steve Harvey told us years ago, and that ain't the way to live your life, y'all. And he didn't even know you. Listen.
Gratitude erases negativity. I'm gonna show you how this works. If you wake up in the morning, you start having negative thoughts. Man, this ain't my day. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I'm tripping, I just don't feel myself. Every time you feel, in the middle of the day, if you feel yourself doing that, stop, just stop for a second. And start going over in your mind everything you have to be grateful for. The fact that you can walk, that's a blessing. The fact that you woke up, that's another blessing. The fact that you can see, think, reason, that's another blessing. The fact that you can go somewhere and get yourself something to eat, that's another blessing. The fact that you can go and turn the key and call someplace home, that's another blessing. The ability to dream is a blessing. The fact that you have an opportunity to get it right is another blessing. The fact that you're beautiful, that's another blessing. The fact that you have any measure of health, that's another blessing. And I'm just talking to you, I don't even know you. I could give you 50 things you ought to be grateful for right now. I don't even know you.
He don't even know you. Neither do I, but I see you. A similar message was delivered by Black God on TikTok recently. He takes it a step further by saying that people are throwing tantrums because of how blessed you are. Glory be to God, whatever God you serve. Listen,
you're the business. You feel me? That's why they're in it. Glory be to God, man. They peeping through your windows because they can see your house blessed. They watch you more than they watch TV because they can see what season you're in. That's why they're having their episodes. My God. Glory be to God, man. You got people throwing tantrums behind your blessings. Is you hearing what I'm saying? You're giving your hard times a hard time by giving them a hard time by knowing you're blessed.
Woo!
Glory be to God, man.
Bars.
That's why you got to keep bearing your light. Don't dim your light. Keep bearing your light because you're showing people how to get it done without sticking a fork in it.
Woo!
Is you hearing me? Glory be to God, man. Praise your God. You're not blessed. You're big blessed.
You're not blessed, you're big blessed. So I say all that to say this. I don't care what you're going through tonight. I don't care if that man or woman of yours is causing for you to re-examine your relationship. I don't care if that job of yours is causing you to reconsider changing careers at an advanced age. And I don't care if a few family members are testing your nerves and causing for you to consider changing your last name forever. Find your peace. However you need to get it done, because you are not out here by yourself. I promise. You might need to make some major changes in your life. You might need some counseling. You might need medication. Or you just simply need maybe a 2-week-long tropical vacation. To add further evidence to the fact that I needed to deliver this message tonight, I had a long-time female friend reach out to me over the weekend with a message in my DMs. After I gave her a compliment for the gifts that I will share later on this hour, she then said, quote, Danny, what I love about you and your show is that every time I have a bad day, I look forward to turning on the Danny Mo Show. Sometimes you make us cry on some of your emotional stuff, especially with your son, and my mama is struggling with cancer right now. But most of the time, you make us smile. And I be needing that a lot. When we thought we lost you, I wasn't sure what I was going to do without being able to turn you on every night. So let me be the one to tell you, if nobody has told you lately, we love and appreciate you, and thank you for seeing us. And I responded, oh, thank you. You're going to make a brother cry today. As I say on occasion, if I'm doing right by y'all, then I must be doing okay. I asked God to stay with me on my journey here to Los Angeles, and I can assume he's pleased with how things have turned out due to how successful the show and the messaging has become. Thank you for staying with me and praying for me, especially when I was down. And God willing, I promise that I won't let you down. In conclusion, it's tough out here. Really tough. Which is why I'm dumbfounded by the fact that some of us choose to make decisions that only complicate the lives around you even more. Let's continue to work to illuminate each other using God's light tonight and every night in a world that can appear so dark and so destitute. There may be times when all we have is us. And a lot of the times, all we have is ourselves during those times alone to keep ourselves motivated. Which is exactly why the legendary Maya Angelou spoke to my soul in the following clip in a way that only Maya Angelou can do on why we need to make it through with this life might be feeling a little blue. Listen.
Try to live your life in a way that you will not regret years of useless virtue and inertia and timidity. Take up the battle. Take it up. It's yours. This is your life. This is your world. You make your own choices. Pick up the battle and make it a better world. Just where you are. Yes, and it can be better, and it must be better, but it is up to us.
The great and powerful Maya Angelou. It can be better. It must be better. It is up to us. And I'm happy that we all get to hold each other down and make each other better on the Danny Morrison Show each and every night. Because our shared divine energy proves to me that everything is going to be all right. But that's just me. Tell me what you think, LA. How do you keep yourself motivated? Huh? Are you happy on your way to being happy? What are the methods you use to keep yourself from sliding into the darkness? And by the way, what's your opinion on that whole babyface Anita Baker debacle, huh? Who's ultimately to blame? And what does it take for two people at odds to bury the hatchet and move forward? Have you ever been in that type of situation? How did you handle things? Share with the audience tonight. Holla at your boy. Your voice is change, your voice is community. Your voice is on. 1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. You can also stream us via the brand new KBLA streaming app on your app store. iOS or Android. It don't matter. That same app allows you to send me your questions and comments that I will answer live at different intervals throughout the broadcast. Plus, like, share, and follow your favorite radio station live on our socials, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KBLA 1580. Feel free to follow me at Danny Mo Show on those same platforms too. Plus, the Danny Mo Show, as usual, will take your comments via the ecosystem of our social network. Check this out. When we come forward, I will try to get to the 7 Series tonight, okay? I already mentioned what I do to stay focused and positive. I hit that gym, I keep my face in my Bible, and I keep my body in that gym. okay? But helps me burn off calories and life's frustrations at the same time. But aside from those, there are some other methods that people can use to stay positive as well. That's why my 7 series tonight is 7 tips on staying positive with an assist from findyourwin.com. You ain't got to work out. You ain't even got to be religious. There are some simple things you can do to keep yourself on a positive track, and I will give them to you when we come forward. Add to the conversation with your phone calls when we come forward. Welcome to the Monday night edition of the Danny Morrison Show on Unapologetically Progressive KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about. Andy, let's ride. Come on!
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles.
Middays to nighttime.
Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
If your Medi-Cal is ending, Cover California is here to help. Cover California is a service from the state that helps you get affordable health insurance. In many cases, at no cost to you, just like with Medi-Cal. We have quality health plans, and we'll help you every step of the way to get the one that works for you and your family. So, if you're no longer eligible for Medi-Cal, check out Cover California. We'll keep you covered. Learn more at coveredca.com.
Mom's early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take.
And when I left the oven on, we decided together that it was time to see a doctor and make a plan.
Early detection gave us more time to seek out information and support as a family.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. For more information, visit alz.org/time-to-talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
I switched to Boost Mobile and got a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Want to know the best part?
It was free?
Nope.
The fact that it's on America's largest 5G networks?
Nope. It's the ding.
Oh yeah, love the ding.
Right? It's all about the ding. It's the dingarooski, the dingarone, the ring-a-ding-ding.
Unleash your power to save with Boost. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone when you switch. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power.
And the ding.
Limited time offer. New customers only. Available on select networks. 5G not available everywhere. One device per line. Tax excluded. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
Broadcasting live from Leimert Park, California, streaming live on the KBLA YouTube page as we speak. I'm not here to tell you how to think, but I am here to tell you what to think about. We black in the spot. Another episode of the Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. Once again, I'm asking my loyal Danny Mo Show YouTube watchers, hit that like button on the page right now, on this vid, on your page right now, on YouTube right now, KBLA 1580. Go to the link that's live right now. Hit the like on that, and it will be greatly appreciated. You guys did a great job last week, man. I went back through it this weekend. Absolutely fantastic. There's, 20 people watching right now? I actually had 20 likes right now. What y'all waiting for? Unless you're watching from your television, which people are sending me content all the time saying they're watching on the big screen. I'm like, man, I might have a booger in my nose or something. I don't want y'all watching me on the big screen. I'm just saying. But be that as it may, hit that like on that. It helps us in the algorithm, okay? But before I continue, I gotta call out my dude, okay? I gotta call. So you guys just heard my opening monologue. I played Steve Harvey in that clip, and Steve Harvey is dropping some nuggets. He's saying, I don't care what you're going through, you are blessed. You got a roof over your head, you got a job you get to go to, you have some semblance of health. He listed, bullet pointed, all the things that you should feel blessed for. A+ was in here shaking his head and just rolling his eyes. Will you explain to me why that was happening?
Like I was telling you during the break, I mean, I appreciate everything that Steve Harvey shared with us.
Yeah.
But as I'm listening to him, as I'm watching him, for some reason, I don't know, I just felt like I don't want to hear this from him.
Why?
Because he's already successful.
He hasn't always been successful, though.
And I understand that, too. I understand his story.
So let me ask you a question. Can a godly, inspirational message, you know where I'm going.
Here you go.
Can one of these messages only come from those that are holier than thou? Do you have to be dang near perfect? For example, if that pastor is up on there preaching the word of God, talking about, push back all your wants and needs and sinful activity, but he's 450 pounds on a microphone, right? Is it about the messenger or is it about the message? Can a sinful person deliver an inspirational, godly message to you that can impact your life on a daily basis?
Yes, 100%.
So why couldn't Steve Harvey be the same thing? He wasn't always rich. That cat was homeless.
I understand that. That's why I guess I'm a little bit conflicted, because I understand where he's coming from. I know what his story is. He definitely has a story to share, and I think everything that he's talking about with regards to success is on point. I guess the fact that he's already in a successful state and he's speaking, I find it when people are successful, they find it easier to talk about success and motivation. But you don't hear it from, somebody who's, for lack of a better term, currently in the mud.
Isn't that kind of the point, though? Like, what could someone that has never owned a business tell you how to run your business?
I'm gonna go ahead and say yes, but I understand those who feel like, well, you've never owned a business, so how am I gonna take advice from you?
Right.
It's just like how am I gonna take marriage advice from somebody who's never been married?
Would you take it more to heart from someone that is divorced than someone that is happily married? Now, Steve Harvey's been married 15 times or something, right? He really had a really rough situation. He took off on one of his family. We ain't gonna get into that. That's not what business is. He talks about it all the time, though.
Right.
Are you gonna listen to Steve Harvey more because he's gone through more matrimonial madness, or are you gonna listen to somebody that's been with the same person for 40 years?
I feel like we've had this debate on this show before.
We probably have.
And I know some people that has mentioned that they would rather hear from a Steve Harvey because he's been there, done that.
That's me.
As opposed to somebody who's probably currently in a marriage. You know what I'm saying? And who knows if they're being authentic in their marriage. You know what I'm saying? So
I can make the case that if a couple has been married for 40, 45 years, because some kings and queens out there still doing it big, I can make the case a little easier to stay married back then.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I can make that case.
Absolutely.
So I'm not lessening the impact of their marriage and the importance of their marriage. I'm just saying I'm going to listen to Steve Harvey, who has failed multiple times, and he can give you exactly the reasons on why. I write them down and say, okay, see, I do that. I don't want to do that anymore.
Absolutely.
I shouldn't do that. Right?
Absolutely. Especially the failures, because there's not. When it comes to your marriage or your relationship, there's not going to be a whole bunch of ups. There's going to be some downs. So for those who actually went through the downs and was able to overcome, I definitely want to hear that perspective. You're not going to hear that from somebody who's had a relationship that supposedly always had nothing but ups.
So why are you dissing me? Leave me alone.
I told you I was conflicted.
You're rolling your ice. Don't do that. 1-800-920-1580, 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, I will check on you all because I want to see how you're doing. I'll tell you who we got coming in at the top of the hour, and I will tell you where I went on Friday night for the first time in my life. I didn't go there. I wish I would have. Danny Morrison Show, KBLA. Stay there.
Nighttime is the right time for Danny Morrison on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton, and here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The man accused of killing a homeless black man with a chokehold in a New York City subway has released a video statement through his attorneys. In the series of videos, Daniel Penny recounts his thoughts leading up to the encounter that resulted in Jordan Neely's death on May 1st. Penny says he was not trying to kill Neely, but just to restrain him until police arrived. Penny has been charged with manslaughter in Jordan Neely's death and is due back in court July 17th. The White House is shining the spotlight on NCAA championship athletes. Vice President Kamala Harris hosted more than 1,000 student athletes for the first ever College Athlete Day at the White House. She praised the athletes for their commitment to their sports and for being leaders and role models. President Biden was initially set to host the college champions, but had to cancel due to having a root canal done at the White House. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
At Southern California Edison, they're installing insulated power lines and using the latest technology to help keep our communities safe from wildfire. Learn more at sce.com/mitigation.
KBLA Talk 1580 is dedicated to empowering our communities by providing progressive talk radio for our audience. We strive to be an intersectional voice for the voiceless. As a Black-owned and operated station, we are committed to highlighting diverse perspectives and creating safe spaces for meaningful dialogue. We believe that everyone has something unique to bring to these political, economic, social, and cultural conversations, and we don't shy away from the hard conversations about current events. We endeavor to be a beacon of hope and understanding, while boldly challenging listeners to think more deeply about difficult topics that impact us all. With this in mind, our mission statement at KBLA Talk 1580 is simple: to create an inclusive platform that promotes civil discourse through honest dialogue and encourages personal growth among our listeners, so they can become the active agents of change. Our vision is to establish ourselves as the premier radio network with relevant programming across the beloved community, connecting people through shared experiences and collective power for lasting impact beyond these challenging times.
Did you know that all City of LA renters have rights? Check out these 3 facts. Residential tenants can't be evicted without reason or just cause. Eviction protection still exists for unpaid COVID-19 rental debt due before March 31st, 2023. And you have 5 days to respond to an eviction notice. 5 days. Many Angelinos may be at risk of losing their home, and that's why we want you to know your rights. Learn more at housing.lacity.org. Be informed, be protected, be at home.
Here are 3 ways to commemorate Juneteenth from AARP. 1. Learn the full history. Juneteenth was the end of slavery, but there's more. Begin by learning the whole story. 2. Celebrate. Celebrating our freedom should be a party with a purpose, with family, friends, fellowship, and oh yeah, food. 3. Support Black-owned business. In 1865, we had little to nothing, but as a people, we've been richly blessed. Express your gratitude by supporting our Black-owned businesses.
What would you call a joy that is as solemn as it is sweet and knows no bounds? A joy that's beautifully rooted in soul and resilience. This is Black joy, a joy that reflects pride and honor despite every challenge. AARP believes the power of Black joy is limitless, and we celebrate this joy supreme. Join us in celebrating Black joy at aarp.org/blackcommunity.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is killing people. It's a powerful opioid, often made illegally and commonly mixed with illicit drugs. It can even be pressed into counterfeit pills that resemble prescription medications. Just 2 milligrams, about the size of a few grains of sand, can potentially be lethal. This isn't an ad to scare you, but it is an ad to make you think twice. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
Mornings were made for better things than rheumatoid arthritis or RA. Xeljanz tofacitinib is a pill for adults with moderate to severe RA when tumor necrosis factor blockers did not work well or could not be tolerated. Xeljanz can help relieve joint pain, swelling, and help stop further joint damage. Xeljanz can lower your ability to fight infections. Don't start if you have one. Before and during treatment, your doctor should check for infections like TB and do blood tests. Serious, sometimes fatal infections, cancers including lymphoma and lung, blood clots, serious heart-related events, tears in the stomach or intestines, and allergic reactions have happened. People 50 and older with heart disease risk factors have an increased risk of death. Tell your doctor if you've had hepatitis B or C, have flu-like symptoms, are prone to infections, or have ever had a heart attack, stroke, clot, or other heart problems, or swelling of lips, tongue, throat, or hives. Ask your doctor about prescription Xeljanz. Visit Xeljanz.com or call 1-844-XELJANZ.
1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
See you moving, baby, yeah. And you're looking good. Said you're looking fine. Everything's gonna be alright. Yeah. Your body tonight. Oh, everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. Father, break it down.
Well, I begin the weekend with a groove.
Ooh, give me some juice on that. What are you doing? Come on.
Waiting until nightfall so I can enjoy. System pumped by 4 Jeeps, running like a convoy. Roll to the club, kinda crowded, what a scene. Pulling up with Jodeci, blasting out the 15. Jump off my ride, girl, see my gear and notice my grill. Here comes a pointing and staring. Everything.
You were checking out the Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. Father MC and Jodeci. Man, I've not heard that song in probably 30 years. You too? That's crazy. What happened to Father MC? He's the grandfather MC now, right? Is he still among the living? I wonder how that cat's doing. We gotta do some research on that cat. No doubt. Let me read some comments from everybody coming in, because I want to know how everyone is doing tonight. Especially my regular listeners to the broadcast of the Danny Mo Show every night. I want to know how you all are doing, because something came over to me this weekend that told me that we are not okay right now. I saw so much negativity on my socials. I'm like, what's going on? Huh? Stacey L. Morgan said, hola, everybody. Let's hear about someone peeing his pants all night. More on that in a second. Terry Tari said, Anita did the same thing to Luther Vandross. Is that true? I didn't know that. She's not that nice, and Babyface is a gentleman. Mimi said, happy Monday, everyone. Danny, oh my God, tell us about the Janet Jackson, please. Mimi said, I miss Janet when she came to Jacksonville, Florida last year. I'm over this Anita Baker Babyface beef. 2 legends arguing with each other. Stop it. How do I stay positive? I pray, I read my Bible, I ask God to help me, and I love affirmations. That's me too. Terry said, Mimi, Anita is starting this mess. Anita did this to the late Luther Vandross, too. Stacy said, my brother feels the same way as Andy regarding Steve Harvey. Steve's been married 3 times. What does that matter? What, that makes him a bad person because he's been married 3 times? We can't do that. That's not fair. And Tanya just said in my DM, she said, I think Steve Harvey has good intentions, but everyday folks out here are struggling. We need people in the trenches with us, not talking about hope and don't give up. Sounds good, but in the way of the world is going, Danny, and it's hard, Danny, and that's the jam. Everything's going to be all right. And she said, I think your guy is right, talking about you, Andy. It's hard to listen to someone who was on the top and doesn't have to live this life again. I think it can go both ways, but I definitely get what your guy is saying. Hi, my guy. I didn't know you were my guy. A couple more here. Let me see. Mimi said, at Terry, Danny's handsome, but he's not Janet's type, LOL. How y'all know? How y'all know I ain't her type? I might be exactly what she's looking for. If she dated that troll.
She did date.
She dated that
Jermaine
troll.
Dupri.
I like to think I'm more handsome than Jermaine Dupri.
What was the other Mexican-looking dude she was married to?
His name was Renee. I don't know his last name. She was with that cat. I don't know if I'm on that cat's level. He pretty. But, come on. Jermaine Dupri? He about a 4.
You know what? I'm starting to think she likes Chocolate Brothers.
I think you're right. Am I not chocolatey enough?
Remember the video, Love Will Never Do Without You?
Man, oh man.
That dude was black.
Really? Yeah, she had. You know who that was? That's Jamon Hansu. You know that?
That is
That's
him.
That's him. Little trivia, a little Janet Jackson trivia for you. We'll get on more on that in a second. By the way, coming up at the top of the hour, I got another Post one-on-one interview that you need to hear. He's an executive coach, author, certified by the Les Brown Institute and the Center for Executive Coaching. His speaking has been described as electrifying, riveting, inspirational, and thought-provoking. Through keynote speaking and coaching, he inspires and empowers leaders to leverage change, challenge, and disruption on the way to miraculous results. Tonight, he descends into the Danny Mo Show because I've known this cat for almost my entire life. And watching his rise to the highest of heights is a pleasure. He turned the tragedy into triumph, and I'm bringing him on tonight to not just because he's a king in every community he's been in, but because I believe his message can uplift us all as we navigate through our own respective crises, wherever you may be. Inspiring individuals to pursue their highest human potential, performance, and impact. Resilient leadership keynote speaker, Terrence Miracle Manoy. Inside My Post one-on-one on the Danny Morrison Show. Coming up at the top of the 10 o'clock hour should be an inspirational time. And by the way, if you want a preview on my incoming conversation with T, head to his official website, terrenceminoy.com. 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 Don't forget in the third hour, we got a few more Upon Further Review clips, man. I got one from Devon Franklin. Y'all got to hear. This, man. If you think you're in a relationship that is teetering, y'all got to hear what Devon Franklin said. Okay? And in the meantime and in between time, make sure you like us on all socials. Like, share, comment. Most importantly, tell your friends and family. Do the same. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Also, remember to download that KBLA app to gain even more access to us. You can stream KBLA live, and you can use the open mic feature to speak about whatever you want to talk about. And Andy just might blaze that bad boy up on the That's the new KBLA app exclusively from KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about. And don't forget, tomorrow is my turn on the Danny Mo Show. We're giving away the swag bag, the KBLA Talk 1580 swag bag, and entrance into our exclusive second anniversary party on Juneteenth. On Monday, June 19th, you'll be hanging out with all of your talk show hosts, amazing artists who will be performing live on stage, food, drink, dancing, lots of fun as we celebrate our second anniversary as your favorite talk radio station. Tomorrow, I will be giving that bag and that entrance tickets. Is that what we call it? Access. How about that? To the event. Make sure you're checking out the Danny Mo Show tomorrow. But right now, let's go to the phones real fast. Raj, get up in here real fast. Man, I'd love to hear from you. Give me your height, your color, and your hood, King.
Hey, 5'10", Darth Vader, Mufasa, James Earl Jones, rest in peace, Black. Gardena, California.
Gardena, check it in. Drop that. Come on. I wonder how racist. If you're a racist and you're a Star Wars fan, how do you rock with Darth Vader being a black man?
Oh, because, I mean, it's that voice, though, man. You know, I mean, you got to look beyond that. They did give Billy D a part in the second one, so, you know, you got to kind of roll with that, man. And like I said, it's somewhere out in the universe. They had all kind of colors and creatures and all of that, so you can't really call racism on that.
Wait, hold on. Are you comparing the race of my people to all of the creatures and aliens that were on that planet?
No, what I'm saying is it was supposed to be a diverse universe, a diverse picture where you got everything. You got Wookiees and everything. How you going to say ain't no black people in there? You know, that's the last thing they was looking for. The stormtroopers I thought could have been black or something like that. You know, they threw Billy D. They threw Billy D apart.
You know them white stormtroopers were not white. I mean, we're not black. Because if they were black, you know, we would have been stepping with it. You know what I'm saying? We would have been.
Yeah, but you have people green and yellow and hands going out of their head and all of that. You know what the hell?
What's on your mind tonight,
Oh, man, I appreciate you, dog. I heard you talking and everything, and I did not know that you came that close to the Grim Reaper, dog. I know you had said your sister, and then, like, I had some things going on, so I kind of, tuned out a little bit. But I didn't know that you yourself had came that close to passing, man. And, I just want to, like I said, I just want to know, I appreciate you. Like I told you before, I really used to listen to you and Don on the way home, and like I stay up a little bit and listen to you. My girl was like, "You really like that radio stuff?" I was like, "I like talking to them," and I was telling her about Dominique in the morning time, and she was like, "Yeah, they doing their thing." I mean, everybody else is cool, but those are the three that I was rolling with,
Yeah, we appreciate.
And so what? Yeah. So what? Once y'all went off, I was like, "Man, later for KBLA, I'll just go do whatever." And then I know you had came back, but I didn't know your story. And that's what I let you know. Like I said, I'll give you your flowers right now, man, in case, I don't ever meet you. One day I want to, but right now, we appreciate you, dog. You don't know how many times you get us through a lot of stuff that we going through. You know what I mean? And you may think, like you said, you just out here talking everything on YouTube, but a lot of people appreciate you, dude. I talk to my people all the time about you. And they're like, yeah, that fool ain't even from LA or whatever. I say, yeah, but he talking real, though.
Yeah.
If you get on there talking real. Now last week, I had to flip through you because, you know, you had old boy on there.
You got me sitting there all misty, and I was getting ready to jump on you. I was going to let you get it out, but I'm like, go ahead. Well, you were scared of me. You, Dr. Ray Higgins was on this show. You told me you was going to call, and you ran from your board.
I ain't going to call. You don't throw pearls to pigs. You don't throw what's only the dogs, man. You let that brother have a thing. And I'm praying for that brother right there, that he's misguided and misconstrued. But you as a Christian, I understand you gave him a format, and you have to kind of stay neutral. But you could have put some Jesus points in there, man. They're like, you know what? Look, bro. You know, I'm a Christian. My mother is going like this. I have a lot of Christian things. This is what I believe in. I understand what you're saying, and it's not real.
Okay, hold on.
You can't just come on.
Anybody that has listened to my interviews, hold on. Anybody that's listened to my interviews with Dr. Ray Higgins, have I not been very clear with him what I believe, why I believe it, and I've been believing the same thing my entire life, and what he is telling me, I'm allowing him to have a platform, like you said, to come in here and give his own perspective, but he's coming with historical data. I wanted you to come up in here and push back, but guess what he was saying? You was incognito. What's the deal, man?
Nah, I was doing I told you I got kids graduating, man. I can listen, but, you know, my calling in was going to be limited.
Ain't nobody at no graduation at 9 and 10 o'clock at night. Stop it. Them graduations end at 8 o'clock.
Our family's pretty big, man. But anyway, like I said, you know, that's neither here nor there. You done brought them on twice, so obviously you like the build-up and the stuff going on there. So next time you come on, like I said, I don't know if I can match them word for word, but I can just tell them how I feel about it and go from there. But I think you could have did more. Like I said, if you call yourself a Christian as a Christian, you could have spoke more upon it.
Andy,
I'm not saying you had to go
Andy,
and
co-sign for me, Andy. Come on.
I gotta jump in.
You gotta co-sign for me.
I was just saying, man. You know, from what I heard.
This conversation is a community conversation.
Thank you.
And we always welcome everybody who listens, who watches on YouTube, to call and chime in. My man Danny Morrison, you know, he's the host. He's, you know what I'm saying? He's presenting something for you guys to ingest, to research, or to deny. But it's your job as a listener to call in and push back.
Thank you.
So, Emrys, where was you at, homie?
I was with family, man. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it at the time.
He was double on Negro.
I couldn't do it at the time. I'm just saying, though, man. You know, and there's a lot of people out there that was upset about it. You know,
I know
that was coming at him. I thought that was wrong. We don't come at him like that because that's not what our Lord taught us to do.
Okay.
We pray for that brother. And we keep moving forward.
Give him call of the night.
But you don't come in and argue. You know what I'm saying?
I got to go. Give him call of the night real quick.
Okay. Hey, one thing about Anita and Babyface. You know I love Anita, but she's wrong.
Yes, she is.
She's wrong. And like you said, she did the same thing to Luther back in the day. She thinks she's more than what she is, you know. She's not Aretha.
Oof.
You know, she's close. She's not Aretha.
Okay.
So she's not even in that, you know, she's that third leer. She's not Whitney.
Okay.
She's not Whitney.
I don't think she is. But she is wrong. I'm with you. And Raj, I got to go.
She's wrong.
But I do appreciate it. By the way, real quick, Dr. Ray Higgins, Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Okay?
You're bringing him in again?
I'm bringing him in again. It's a series. We're doing it for a month long. We're doing 4 episodes, and number 3 is, look at you, scared. You scared already.
I'm going, no. Ain't no, my heart don't pump no slushy, dog.
You've never heard that before. Are you going to call on Tuesday night?
I'll be that Tuesday night.
All right. That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate you.
All right. Gotta go.
I smell fear. 1-800-912-1580, 1-800-912-1580. When we come forward, we will continue the conversations Anonymous is on, and I will tell you about where I was on Friday night. Danny Mo Show, KBLA. Stay there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles. From middays to nighttime. Like George and Weezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
Tina Turner's hometown to build a statue in her honor. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News. On May 24, news spread of the death of the queen of rock and roll, Tina Turner, who died at 83 years old. Turner's representatives say she died of natural causes after long illness. The mayor of Tina's hometown has since revealed plans to build a statue in honor of Turner. Bill Rawls Jr., mayor of Brownsville, reveals his hope to have the sculpture placed in Heritage Park near
near the high school Tina attended as a teenager. She was born in the same town in 1939. Rest in peace to the queen of rock and roll, Tina Turner. I'm Aisha Cairo for KBLA Talk 1580, and that's your K-Black Minute News. If you're a business owner or lead a nonprofit that has between 26 and 49 employees and you paid COVID sick leave in 2021 or 22, you may qualify for reimbursement through a state grant program administered by the California Office of the Small Business Advocate. Learn more at covidpaidsick.com.
Hey LA, keep your utility bills low this summer while making your home the cool place to be. LADWP can help you save hundreds with air conditioner and thermostat rebates, plus free energy-efficient home upgrades and simple tips to help you beat the heat and save money. Visit ladwp.com/cool-LA.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Kwamel said, Imraj left Danny out there all by himself. Exactly. Don't y'all leave me out here by myself. But when Dr. Ray Higgins comes up in here, they be leaving me out here by myself, Andy. It's just not right. Can I get something off my chest? All right. Everybody and their grandma's asking. You guys have been bombarding my socials over the last 72 hours because if you follow me on social media, at Danny Mo Show, by the way, you saw me post that I was actually blessed with a ticket to see Janet Jackson on Friday night. It was everything, man. It was everything. How, you ask? As you all know, Angelique Perrin was on the broadcast on Thursday night. She was lucky enough to secure tickets to see Janet Jackson at the, what do you call that? The Yamava casino later this week, right? And I was jealous. For those who heard the interview, I was so jealous, you know? And as you all might recall, I made it very clear on Thursday night how jealous I was. Now, that was until DJ A Plus came up in here and showed me that there was some remaining tickets in the $120 range at her show in Irvine still left. And I screamed like a child, you know? And I didn't even know it trickled into the broadcast, but one of my longtime listeners who shall remain nameless, because I've been sworn to secrecy, by the way, caught that enthusiasm that I was showing and DM'd me asking me if I could make that concert if I had a ticket. And my obvious answer was, duh. But I'm like, I don't want you paying $500 for no ticket to see Janet Jackson. And as I knew, they were $120. And I was like, you know what? Look, if I got a ticket to go, I will crawl through a pond of alligators and run through fire and jump over multiple electrified barbed wire fences to get to Janet Jackson. Y'all tripping. And I went, and I'm, listen. 5 Point Amphitheater, Irvine, California, Friday night, packed house, Danny Morrison in the same building as my dream girl, Janet Jackson. And I'm telling you, it's spectacular. I trickled a little bit, Andy. It's just a little trickle. It wasn't a stream. It was a trickle, little something. But I had a frog in my throat the entire night. I was just like, I was verklempt. Is that what they say? I was verklempt the entire night. And so it was crazy because there was this, oh my God, there was this Hispanic guy. He could have been 400 pounds. That was 3 rows up. Now, mind you, I ain't gonna lie. No disrespect to her. The ticket that I got, I was sitting next to Jesus. I was up so high, okay? I didn't know if that was Janet or Marlon or Jermaine. Michael could have been on stage. I didn't know. But, you know, there's big video screens and such. But there was this big old Hispanic dude out there singing every lyric to every single song. And yes, and it was ticking me. But what are you going to do? He's a bigger fan than me because Janet sang some songs that I had never heard before. This cat, every lyric, boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, I'm impressed. But dude, you need to calm down. And he was just all sweaty and everything, singing. And the I'm like, you know what pleasure would be? You sitting down and shutting up. That'd be my pleasure, principal, right now. But as you guys can see, I'm wearing a T-shirt, and it's got the dates on the back of the concert. But have you guys ever gone to see your dream? Have you ever gone to see a concert that just meant everything to you, to where you were in the front row just like, oh my God, or any row? I was just blessed to be in the building, man. And I've been saying on this show for like the last few months, I was like, first of all, anybody bought me no ticket? What's the deal? But I was just really depressed with the fact that I may not get to Janet Jackson on this tour, because this is the last one. She's 57 years old. This is it. And I got to give her props. She was sharp, man. Dancing, all the moves, boy. All the moves, all the routines from the music videos. She was holding up her end of the bargain with her dancers and everything. They couldn't be but 25 years old. And that cat that she French kissed up there, I almost went up there and beat him up. But that's a whole different conversation, Andy. That being, I was like, look at him. He ain't cute.
Did Ludacris come out?
Ludacris, I got there kind of late, though, because this was kind of a last-second thing. Ludacris was finishing up. He was doing goon, 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 my chick bad, my chick cool. Oh, eater, by the way. But that was great, man. I've been waiting 35-plus years to see that concert, man. And I was there. It was fantastic. Let's go to the phones real fast. Anonymous wants to add to the discussion. Anonymous, give me your height, your color, and your hood, King.
6 feet, Diesel color, Los Angeles.
L.A. checking in, drop it, come on.
Yeah. Now,
what's on your mind tonight?
You quoting Steve Harvey saying that as long as you got a job, as long as you got a roof over your head and maybe a job to go to, you're blessed. I'm sure you've heard other people, ministers and Christians, and they say as long as you're alive, you're blessed. So people in prison have a roof over their head. They got 3 meals. Some of them have a job. I mean, you know more about this than I do. You give motivational speeches to prisoners or whatever. So, I guess some can work voluntarily. Some are forced maybe, and they make, $1 an hour or something like that, and, some, it gives them hope. They can learn a skill sometimes, depending on the job. Some are in there. Life without parole, so they won't get out. So is there hope for them? But according to what people say, if you're alive or if you
Anonymous, I got a minute and a half. Let me ask you a quick question. You answer it, and I got to let you go. Okay, you don't believe in God. That's obvious. Do you at least?
I don't know. Define the word agnostic. Do you know what that means?
Well, we don't have time to break it down. But
okay,
let me just ask you. Let me ask you this, Anonymous. Lord have mercy. Okay. Do you at least believe in karma? Did you hang up on him? You cut him. I was. That's a problem. I ain't gonna lie. My show. Let me talk. For some reason, he just wants to get his point out before the top. But you had to cut him off. I just wanted to know, is it possible he doesn't believe in a heavenly being of any sort, sounds like. Can you at least believe in karma? Do you believe the more good things you do, more good things come back? And if you do more bad things come back to you? Is it possible the people that are incarcerated, most of them, maybe did some bad things and bad things are coming back to them? That's the reason they're in there. Maybe that could be some form of a belief system that Anonymous has. I couldn't find out because you hung up on him.
Hey, as long as he respects the host,
come on,
I would have let him on. But I don't know. He was kind of being disrespectful, so I had to cut him off.
I appreciate you being my bodyguard. Thank you very much. You got my back. When we come forward, I want y'all to hear this guy. He's easily one of my favorite people ever. I used to have him on my Central Cali broadcasts, but haven't brought him into Los Angeles. And I want you to hear him. He's a very accomplished motivational speaker. And his story is going to leave you just blown away. He kind of has something in common with what I went through recently. And you'll hear what I'm talking about on the other side. Terrence Miracle Minoy, inside my Post 101 Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. Right now, news and traffic stated.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton, and here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The man accused of killing a homeless black man with a chokehold in a New York City subway has released a video statement through his attorneys. In the series of videos, Daniel Penny recounts his thoughts leading up to the encounter that resulted in Jordan Neely's death on May 1st. Penny says he was not trying to kill Neely, but just to restrain him until police arrived. Penny has been charged with manslaughter in Jordan Neely's death and is due back in court July 17th. The White House is shining the spotlight on NCAA championship athletes. Vice President Kamala Harris hosted more than 1,000 student athletes for the first ever college athlete day.